Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Thank you so much for tuning into the reading today. I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light as always. If you would like to contribute your energy in a stronger way to the reading and manifest a more specific message, I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that do tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. Okay, so to get us started here, I am going to shuffle the Energy Oracle Cards deck. But I want to say right away that when I begin to channel into your energy, particularly the energy of the specific divine feminine collective that I'm tuned into here, because I'm strongly feeling that this video is going to resonate most strongly with a group that identifies as divine feminines. Now, as a bit of a preface, if you are new here, do keep in mind that we do have a balance of both the divine feminine and divine masculine energies within each of us. So these messages could apply to your internal divine feminine or divine masculine, or to some external person or situation. And as I always say, it's really my goal through these readings to reconnect you more consciously with your own intuitive voice within, because it's really that intuition that is guiding you perfectly and perpetually through your life experience. So only take the messages that really do resonate with that intrinsic knowing place within yourself. But circling back to what we were saying before I got a bit off on that tangent, for the divine feminine I'm speaking to, you are coming up as being very mysterious. Now, for some reason, I'm getting the word rose. I don't know if this relates to roses. Of course, Valentine's Day is coming up that many people do celebrate. So roses or flowers could be connected to that in some way. Maybe there's someone who wants to get you roses or something along those lines. But another thing coming up very strongly in a general sense is that your essence is coming up in this reading as highly mysterious. That word mysterious is really being highlighted. And I'm picking up that there are many people trying to figure you out. I'm hearing trying to figure out who you are or what you're about. And there's this level of secretiveness to you. Now, for some of you, this may be intentional. You might intentionally be protecting some of your intentions, some of your dreams or goals at this time. Whereas for others of you, this may be a completely non-intentional secretiveness where you are just going about building some vision, dream, goal, kind of in this very focused sort of way that other people are sensing energetically via the quantum realm, because of course we are all quantum connected in this collective web of consciousness. So as you are sending out this signal of being very focused, putting your energy and effort into some kind of direction, others are finding this very intriguing and mysterious and almost trying to figure out what you're about. Now, I'm getting that many of these, if not all of these, who are curious about you are staying very silent about it, meaning they're not asking you questions. They're not possibly even making their presence known. It's almost like they are simply observing or watching from a distance. This is actually a dynamic that has been coming up in recent reading videos where you might find that, for example, if you are creating or posting online, many people might view your posts or they might view your profile if you can see those statistics, but they won't necessarily reach out to you and ask about what you're doing or follow you or like your posts, that kind of thing. Again, that will be hyper specific to those of you sharing some dream or goal or journey online. But for others of you, you can take this in a more general sense as well. So it's like people who are very curious about you, watching you, wondering about you, but not making their presence known in the 3D. I'm hearing you have an audience in 5D, regardless of what your status is from a physical perspective, regardless of how many people you feel you have following you, watching you, around you. In a 3D sense, it's almost like in the 5D, from an energetic perspective, there is this whole audience of souls watching for your next move, wondering what you're going to do next, kind of trying to figure you out, very curious about you. This can lead to a very strange dynamic where, as you are going about your life, whatever you are doing, you might have this sense as though what you are doing is very sacred and important, that you are on this path that is being highly protected. But in the physical, there may be certain ways in which that evidence isn't fully showing. And this can be very confusing to the ego self. Because, for example, as a very specific example, let's say that you started to share your music or your artwork or your pictures online. You might, from a 3D perspective, not have what others would consider a very large following yet in the 3D, but in the 5D, there are so many souls, part of your audience, so to speak, that are going to begin connecting with you over the course of time, more and more in the 3D. But right now, it's almost like they are sensing that you are beginning to put energy in this new direction. So it's almost like from a 3D perspective, you might feel like you're performing to an empty theater, or even just doing something for yourself, creating or doing or building a dream for yourself. But from a 5D perspective, there are so many others you are connected with that you are actually deeply inspiring at this time, who are very aware of these moves that you are making. With this word inspiring as well, I'm getting that you would be shocked to know the number of people that you are positively influencing through whatever you are doing at this time. Now, for some of you, this thing that you are doing could actually be entirely internal. This could be you healing yourself, shifting yourself from the inside out, going through some kind of very deep, raw, powerful transformation that possibly no one else is even aware of. For others of you, this could be very externalized. So again, maybe you are sharing something, posting, opening yourself up to the world, creating a business, moving in a new direction that's highly visible. But whether it's externalized or internalized, these moves that you're making are very much aligned with a higher divine pathway. And that is why your intuition has been pushing you in these directions. Because for the divine feminine I'm speaking to here, you've been very much pushed by an intuitive space within yourself to go in some kind of a new direction, to share yourself in a new way, to build something new, to go to a new place. Whatever this is for you personally, you felt it pulling you and calling you without fully understanding why. And you're really being asked to trust the process, to trust every step that you are taking, that you are going to continue to be guided and protected along this journey. But also, you are going to be seeing a lot of powerful, positive movement in the physical 3D realm as you continue moving along this track. These will be signs of confirmation. I'm hearing that there are a lot of people in your life at the moment, or possibly even some strangers that you don't fully know in the physical yet, who are being given the opportunity to connect with you I want to say at this early stage, although you've come so far, so it probably doesn't feel like an early stage of your growth. It's only early because there's so much more coming for you. There is so much you're going to be manifesting beyond your wildest imagination, is what I'm getting from someone's spirit guides here. But there are many souls being given the opportunity to connect or reconnect with you now. And it's almost like this window of time where they have to choose whether they're going to jump on the train or whether they're going to get left behind. Now, I know this sounds a little bit dramatic here, but you are giving people the opportunity spiritually and energetically to forge a connection with you before things really begin to take off, and they are going to be taking off in a major way. In fact, some of you may already be feeling this, but it's almost like the best way I can describe this energy is, and I've said this in recent reading videos before, this has been coming up a lot, but it's almost like someone befriending a celebrity before they really begin to develop a high level of fame and visibility in the physical world. And whether or not you are specifically building towards having, for example, fame or celebrity status or visibility physically, that might be in the intentions for some of you. It might not be part of your intentions for others of you. But regardless, there is this sense of getting on the train early or being given an opportunity to forge a meaningful connection with you that will continue to grow and evolve through those successes that you're going to be experiencing, however you personally define success, because of course we all have different definitions of that. But there are some who are going to be discounting you, or they're going to be stubborn, or they're not going to take the opportunity to jump on with you. For some, it's because they are so focused on the 3D physical realm that they're going to not believe in you or your dreams or what you are becoming. And for others, this may be that they simply just don't recognize the significance of what you're doing, the importance of what you're doing, and therefore they might not show an interest in connecting with you at this point in the physical. But over the course of time, these souls that are being given an opportunity to either befriend you, to be part of your circle, to be romantic with you, if this is in a dating sense, they're really being given a rare gift. And later on down the line, those who don't choose to connect with you in this window of time are going to be in a lot of regret, because they're going to be seeing how much you have created, how much you have manifested. And it's almost like they're going to wish that they had fully consciously recognized your value and worth in those early stages. I know this is a bit of a strange reading. These are really powerful and interesting shifts that we are going through, especially as a divine feminine collective. And I'm so curious to know in the comments section how or if you are relating to this. But we are getting the door to value card upright. So you have this tremendous value in the spiritual realm that is being revealed to others in a quantum sense, meaning even if you haven't yet fully manifested the fruition of those dreams and goals, from an energy perspective, people are being given signs that there is a spiritual empowerment around you, that you are on this really powerful path. They're being intuitively pushed to connect with you now during this window of time. And again, some are going to take this opportunity. And those who do take this opportunity are going to be deep soul friends or soul loves for you, depending on, of course, whether you are manifesting platonic or romantic connections at this time. With mirroring, we have reflection, twin, wholeness, synchronicity abounds. So there is a divine counterpart soul here that is heavily mirroring energy with you. I'm hearing parallel paths. So this may be someone that you are running very parallel to in a spiritual sense, meaning even if your physical lives look a bit different, you are going through identical energetic shifts with this person. Now, for some of you, this may be someone you are familiar with consciously in this lifetime in the physical realm. For others of you, this will be someone that you haven't met yet. But I'm hearing that because you are both mirroring this growth and evolution, you are destined to meet or reconnect with this person, of course, depending on the circumstances here. This is very interesting. It's almost like because you are both so focused on your own growth at this time personally, you can't help but bump into this person, whether that means reconnecting with them if it's someone you've met already, or meeting them for the first time. In fact, for some of you, this could be someone you've met recently. This could be a twin flame situation, although that won't necessarily be the case for everyone. It feels as though the potential for this spiritual connection is being activated in the 3D because you are both individually unlocking your true internal personal potential. Now, I'm getting a very interesting message that you, Divine Feminine, actually activated this specific Divine Masculine when you stepped fully onto your soul's purpose. And if you've met this person, or when you do connect or reconnect with them, you will be able to internally connect the dots, and you will see that when you began to step into your own power, it actually shifted the entire trajectory of this person's life. I know this sounds really strange, but for example, if you meet this person and look back, let's say 5 or 10 years ago, you may find that you quit a job that wasn't healthy for you, or you walked away from a relationship, or you made certain choices and decisions. And then you can look at this person's life and see around the same time, they underwent very similar changes and transformations. Those are going to be signs of how spiritually and energetically connected the two of you have been through this entire lifetime, regardless of whether you had even met yet in the physical 3D world. Something about your energy as well, Divine Feminines, is creating a dynamic quantumly where there are masculines connected to you who are unable to settle for less, especially in their romantic life, because of something you are sending out with your energy. So it's almost like you have activated certain masculine energies to seeing what is possible for them to experience with a Divine Feminine. And this has veered them away from lower vibrational karmic feminine relationships and pathways in life, and set them on a course to spiritual awakening, to really elevating their consciousness, and therefore elevating themselves to higher timelines where they will be capable of connecting with higher level feminine energies. Now, for some of you, you may not have an interest in connecting romantically with some of these masculines, but you have inspired them to a higher level of consciousness that has caused them to, perhaps unconsciously, but all the same, to raise their standard for what they are expecting out of love and connection. I am getting to people around them, loved ones, friends, etc. This may look as though they are holding on to you as a long lost love, or that they are just simply having difficulty connecting romantically, or maybe that they have spontaneously broken off long-term relationships, connections, even marriages for some of them. But what's actually happening is so beautiful. Energetically speaking, you, Divine Feminine, are assisting so many people who are part of your soul family, who are similar to you at the soul level. You are assisting these souls in breaking away from the matrix, in unhooking themselves from lower vibrational relationships, connections, karmic situations, raising their consciousness, and allowing themselves to align with higher vibrational connections and realities. Now, you are having this effect on others, even if they are not connecting with you physically, even if you've never met them in this lifetime in the physical realm. This is an energy thing. I'm getting this really funny comparison. It's almost like you are playing on a team of souls in this lifetime. And when one on the team makes progress, it carries the rest of the team further forward. And so this team of souls could be considered in this comparison like your soulmates, your soul family, those who are more closely connected to you in this web of consciousness. And when you elevate yourself, it elevates the whole, but especially those who are more connected to you. And it helps them to see their own potential, to no longer settle for less in their own lifetimes, and to elevate and align more with their true soul purpose for themselves. Again, regardless of whether you ever meet physically. But I am getting that many of these souls that you are subconsciously helping and assisting are actually going to be seeking you out physically as well. So this is where you're going to be connecting with soulmates that from an energy perspective, you've actually been inspiring for a really long time, but you are meeting for the first time in the physical. So there's going to be this sense of deep familiarity with certain individuals who are coming into your life, whether it's platonic or romantic. In fact, you may feel a little bit pummeled at times by just how many soul connections you are running into, how many people you are running into that actually feel deeply familiar to you on a spiritual level, even if you only connect with them for a brief period of time. Now, here we have the runner card, escape from emotion and confusion on the run. So we have to talk about some kind of soul connection that is giving us this runner energy here. So this won't be for everyone, but I am getting for some divine feminines. There is a particular masculine who is coming up as this runner energy at this time. Someone who has been deeply activated and inspired by your presence or by your energy, but I'm hearing they haven't had the time and space to process you or to process this connection energetically. And they're feeling really overwhelmed by it, but almost like not dealing with it. I'm seeing this closet that someone has just stuffed full of things, and they know that if they open that door, it's all going to come out like an avalanche. So they're keeping that door shut, but not handling any of it, not sorting through it. The things in the closet here are like this person's emotions. It's this buildup of emotions and feelings and energies that they're trying to keep behind that locked door symbolically. But eventually it's going to come out. Eventually they're going to have to process this. So who is this masculine soul that seems to be on the run here? We have ego. So this is someone coming up very much in a prideful state at the moment. Pride, jealousy, self-preservation, walls. They're very much in their ego at the moment. And something about you or your presence brought out a softer side of this masculine that I feel they weren't entirely comfortable with from an ego perspective. This is someone who, for some reason, I'm hearing showing off, like they might be a performer, they might be someone who's very much in the public eye, or someone who at least is well known in their workplace or in their community. I just get the sense of someone trying to keep up some kind of appearance or image. But you touched something more real within this person, a really raw, genuine place beneath all of those layers of appearance. And that scared them. They were simultaneously addicted to how, I just keep getting the word soft, that they may have looked at you in a way that just looked very soft, very warm. They may have been very gentle with you. They may have had this deep desire to protect you, to care for you. That's what I'm getting from this person. It brought out their protective side, their side that wanted to commit and care for a divine feminine energy that was really on their level. And that's exactly what they seemed to experience with you. But this also was highly triggering to this masculine energy, which I feel is why they might be on the run here. I'm getting the word ghosted. So for someone, you might feel ghosted by this person. You may feel as though they completely walked away or abandoned this connection. But this is really coming from the Fool card in the reverse. This person is coming up as being afraid of the unknown, but especially when it comes to these unknown feelings that they're having for you. This is something that they've never experienced before. What's really strange is this is coming up as someone who might actually have a lot of life experience in certain ways. They may even be older than you in terms of earth years. That won't be for everyone. This is someone who may have experienced a lot when it comes to love and relationships, but you actually make them feel inexperienced because they've never quite felt what they're feeling with you. They may have initially wanted to move very fast with you with the 8 of Wands and may have believed that it was very much a fling or a short-lived kind of connection. But with the Ace of Cups reversed, it's almost like this person realized throughout that desire to move fast, but in a casual way, that they were actually going to fall really hard in love with you and that was inevitable. But that the feelings here, it's almost like they were afraid the feelings wouldn't be returned. And so with the 8 of Cups, they had to withdraw. It's like they walked away, they let go entirely because they thought they could keep things casual and move very quickly with you, but in a casual sense. But what they discovered is that the feelings were much deeper. And there was this fear that those feelings wouldn't be able to be sustained or requited. And so there was this abandonment or this walking away. But although this might look like, again, a ghosting, an abandonment, something in the physical, what I'm actually getting is that this is a deep time of introspection. For some reason, I'm hearing you gave this person a lot to think about, a lot to process. And really, that's an energy that they're processing that's in the process of transforming them on a really deep level, even if they don't consciously realize that yet. With the Strength card, I'm getting the message that you, Divine Feminine, showed this person a kind of inner strength and resiliency that they've never seen from a feminine energy in the past. I'm getting quiet confidence. So while you might have a very feminine or soft appearance, that won't, of course, be for everyone. But for some of you, you may present in a very soft, feminine way. But beneath that, there is this tough resiliency and this silent sense of complete confidence that exudes from you, that this masculine finds extremely attractive, but they also sense that the bar is very high here, meaning you have a very high standard for connection, for your heart space, because this is really sitting on the heart. You have this, yes, heart-centered confidence, but also a very high standard for how people will connect with you from the heart, specifically only really allowing in those connections that are truly coming from that pure heart space. And you do truly have a gift for sensing how other people are choosing to connect with you, meaning whether they are coming at you from the heart or from some other place. So in the extended version of this reading on Patreon, we're going to go deeper into this dynamic of this masculine runner for whoever is connecting with this, what they are thinking and feeling, and more specifically, what they are processing as a result of having met you or connected with you, and how this processing of energy is going to transform them moving into the future, what they are potentially going to be communicating moving into the future, because I'm actually getting a download that this person may unexpectedly be communicating something to you later on. So all of those pieces of information, as well as, of course, further channeled messages, will be in the extended version of this reading on Patreon, which is linked in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. For now, I am going to close this first reading here with a Rumi Oracle card, and this card is the Dissolving Light. So I'm just going to read a message from the guidebook here. Though you seek the divine and even know it as love, you also know that it is fierce, wild, inexplicable, and demanding beyond all measure. It wants you completely, utterly, without condition. There will be times in your life, such as now, when there is something worthy of you waiting to enter your life and something not worthy of you that must be released. The divine presence is calling to you, igniting within you your deepest being so that it may have its way with you. The divine wishes to live through you and into the world, reaching into the hearts of many and igniting those hearts into greater life. And so the great lover, the divine, calls for you to enter into the white-hot field of its passionate presence. In the height of summer, you cast aside the layers of clothing you require in winter. This is natural. You do not think twice about it. As you approach the radiant sun of divinity, your emotional and psychological layers are to be shed too, for they are too heavy for the heat of the great spiritual sun. Give it up, the smallness, the conditions, the fears and doubts, the lack of reverence for yourself and life, the belief that somehow things are not okay or aren't going to work out. That is all a paltry attempt at truth. You are coming into a truth now that is far more worthy of you. A truth with a capital T, the big truth. Love, trust, surrender. This is about a sacred shedding without fear or holding back. So that feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. Thank you so much again for tuning in today. And if you would like to join me now in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, the link to do so is under the video. Of course, if I resonate with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. Have a beautiful remainder of your day and start to your week. And I will connect with you here again in Wednesday's reading.